What's up guys, Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review, starting with the Exotech items, Corrupted Chassis, Hyperfangs, Flux Capacitor. So that will be our start to the game, almost necessary these days to check your Exotech items like that. Today we are going to be VOD reviewing Sologesang because he made it to final lobby of the EU regionals. He actually is going to be playing at the World Championships, which is so hyped because Solo is a fantastic player. And Solo did something this entire tournament, actually, all through EU regionals, that I think really gave him an edge. Absolutely can swing fights that you would absolutely otherwise lose, and it's just some really good tech that I wanted to share with you guys. Before we get too far into the VOD, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, so I will be right back. Today's video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. Look, I gotta be honest with you guys, I suck at falling asleep. I will lay in bed for hours just staring at the ceiling. Everybody says that you should nap. It's a super good way to get rejuvenated in the middle of the day. I cannot nap to save my life. I will just sit down for an hour, not fall asleep, and then be like, well, I just wasted an hour. And so today's sponsor is near and dear to my heart. They have been super valuable in getting me to be able to actually fall asleep faster, to be able to nap. It is Manta Sleep. If you guys haven't heard of Manta Sleep, they are super premium sleep masks. Check out how nice these masks look. They're super soft. They're super breathable, so it's not like you're getting like sweaty in the middle of the night because you have this like really thick sleep mask on. Super breathable, so you have no issues with that. They come in a ton of different types. So this is their Pro mask here. I love this one, but also I love their sound mask. That one is crazy. It's got Bluetooth speakers inside of it that are adjustable. Really nice. I'm someone who loves to go to sleep listening to like a podcast or an audiobook or something like that. It's really nice for that. Here's me, a happy Manta Sleep customer, putting on my Manta Sleep mask and getting ready for bed. They're easily adjustable, so you know, if you got a big head, a small head, super easy to fit on. And look how happy I am there. I mean, it's just they're so soft, so nice, completely blackout. I cannot see anything when I have these masks on, so they are perfect for that, and so soft, like I said. So if you want to get your own Manta Sleep mask, check the link in the description. Use code Sub-Zeric at checkout for 10% off anything. Getting something from them helps support the channel, and you are setting yourself up for really good sleep. So once again, thanks to Manta Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys again for supporting today's sponsor, Manta Sleep. I love me some Manta Sleep, though this game is not a Manta Sleep game. This is a Manta Woke game because there's some cool stuff that happens in it. I don't know. That's kind of terrible. But yeah, I mean, Solo, I mean, I just feel like he's one of the hardest working players in the TFT scene. He's just so good at playing very good, consistent TFT. And you know what I'm going to talk about today? We're not really going to get to talk about the full tech until we get later into the game. But it's just this is such a Solo tech. Yeah, let's look at first Augment here. Called Shot, Lunch Money, both pretty bad. I mean, he's got this is the meta TFT overlay, I think, that says D tier, and then S tier for support mining. So hey, that makes things pretty easy. AFK, we honestly have a good enough opener that I don't feel a need to take AFK here. And then One for All. I mean, you could try to play some kind of reroll angle, but it's kind of sketchy. I would be pretty happy just taking a generically good Augment here and support mining, be happy with it. But yeah, this tech actually, I think a few groups have kind of almost like uniquely come up to this tech. Also, not sure why we moved our support mining down there. This might mean that we're actually not going to proc it this round. Oh no, wait, we actually, yeah, aren't going to proc support mining this round. That's actually so tough. But yeah, I first heard this tech from Demacian Raptor, who studied with Solo, studied with a lot of EU players and some very strong NA players as well. I believe Marcel P is in that group as well. A lot of really solid players in that kind of EU plus NA study group. And yeah, he basically put me onto this tech. He was like, hey, here's a really OP tech for positioning specifically in this comp that we are. I mean, you can already see reasons why we might want to play towards an Exotech game. We have a Jax 2 already. We have, I mean, 3 Exotech to start off the game. Support mining also very nice in Exotech because it's extra items. And so if you're going to be playing Exotech, and yeah, we team planner out immediately, it is really, it's almost necessary for you to know this positioning tech, which it involves Sejuani, so we're not going to be able to talk about it until we get to Sejuani. So for now, let's just talk through the game, and then we can talk the tech once we reach Sejuani. And whenever Solo does it for the first time, he does it in a lot of fights, so we will not run out of fights to show off the tech and how exactly it works. So yeah, honestly, excited for it. But yeah, I mean, for now, we're just playing a decent opener with Exotech. It's kind of funny. Support mining is more of like a lost streak style augment, but we are winning because our board is very strong. So you know, it still gives you a dummy, so it's not like you have to full loss here. It's not a patient study or something like that, but it leans a little bit more lost streak. Our first slam this game, as far as just what we've made so far, was the Guard Breaker, just because it's a good enough item onto units like Zeri, onto units like Jhin. I mean, really good if you can get to spell crit. But for AD units, it's not even 100% necessary, just because a unit like Zeri is auto attacking so frequently that she's proccing the extra damage amp from it, and then using the value of the damage amp by auto attacking a bunch. So you don't 100% need spell crit with this, though. Definitely when you're playing like an AP carry, you want to spell crit. We've talked about this before. We're also in a kind of a funny spot here where we've hit a lot of early upgrades. The Alawi 2, the Jhin 2, our board is very strong. We do need to make sure we don't drop this streak, because if we do drop this streak, we will be broke. It's kind of the hilarious situation where sometimes you don't want to hit so many early upgrades. I mean, if we can keep 5 streak, then it's fine. But if we drop our streak, I mean, we're going to struggle making 10 this round. So yeah, he's even looking at potentially making a slam there. It's kind of funny that we moved the Guard Breaker off of, it was on Jhin earlier, right? I'm not actually sure why this Guard Breaker ended up getting moved, but maybe it was on Varus. I'm not sure, but in any case, he doesn't actually have to slam it in either of these fights, which is quite hilarious. So we actually just get to chill here for now. Obviously, if we fight somebody strong, we will immediately slam the Guard Breaker. So yeah, let's do that when we can. Also, are we okay? Yeah, just the one minion on the right is enough to proc that, so that's fine. We're also not even going to make Neferi 2 here, because I mean, look at this, right? This is the curse of having so many upgrades and so much gold put onto your board here, is that we are broke. If we lose our streak anytime soon, we're gonna feel really bad about it. Item wise here, we do have Adaptive Helm. Just any solid like AP item is mana item is good for the eventual Sejuani, so Adaptive Helm really solid. And then Evan's Shroud comes down here just generically. I mean, you need Armor Shred in the comp, so it looks good. It does mean that you're killing your Cloak, which is your Kraken Slayer component, but I mean, we got to get rid of this belt somehow, and Evan Shroud is a very good way to get rid of it. All right. Crown's Will, Slammin', Inspiring Epitaph. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Slammin' at all here. I mean, ideally you get something that's Slamminable out of belts. But I mean, really ideally you get some kind of Zeri item. But yeah, I like a Slammin' here. It's going to accelerate us to level 8. And eventually level 9 here, it's going to give us another component. Yeah, I mean, in general, it looks very good. Bad Luck Protection is kind of an interesting idea, but yeah, I like Slammin'. Gives us another Cloak here, which is totally fine. Is just going to end up being Krakens, I would have to imagine here. And yeah, we get to play 5 Exotech on this board right now, get a Hyperfangs onto our Varus here, so or onto our Jhin here, and so we're pretty happy with the spot. And just the Alawi 2 gets to sit on the board. Obviously, we have to slam in value. Imagine, I'm kind of surprised, actually, that he throws. I mean, okay, so I was thinking we were going to cloak the Jhin here, just because, I mean, Kraken is a very natural next slam here, but he actually cloaks the Alawi. And then the main thing is you do actually want to put a component on Alawi, even though, like, in an ideal world, if we had Golden Remover here, we would put all of our components onto Exotech units because they're getting 5 Exotech bonus, but we don't live in a world where we have Golden Remover. We live in a world where we might actually have to remover, I mean, a lot of these units, right? Jax is getting removered and Jhin is getting removered, and so if then we put, an item component on the Mordekaiser, you put an item component on, Varus, all of a sudden you just don't have enough removers. I mean, we're actually running a risk of not having enough removers already because we need to remove Jax and potentially... I mean, Jax and Jhin and potentially the Mord as well. Maybe we can get away with just leaving the Guard Breaker onto the Jhin, but I mean, probably not, because we're going to need 3 items for Zeri. So yeah, it's actually, I'm curious to see how we're going to use all of our removers. In comps like this, it's so interesting to see the remover usage, just because, I mean, you get a remover a stage, and sometimes in some comps, that's the same thing as infinite removers. In a lot of comps, it is not at all the same thing. All right, so we'd really like a bow here. We can't get it. Our item economy is going to be so awkward this game. What do you take here? So, I mean, you can finish off your belt item with, like, tier for like a Spirit Visage. You could take the, oh, actually, you probably just take this, right? It's Sunfire at least. And that's Heal Cut, which you need, but it's really awkward that we are at this point going to have 3 full tank items built and only 1 damage item built at this point. We're going to need to get some kind of damage item drops from Wolves here. If we get, Chain plus Cloak from Wolves, we are going to feel awful, but it probably won't happen. We do level up here because why not? We still get to make 40 gold. We're pretty rich, honestly, with the power of Slammin' plus a win streak. I mean, whenever you have Slammin' plus a win streak, you always feel amazing. And also, we were kind of holding on to some of those Vanguard units for a second just to keep the option open, right? This doesn't have to be an Exotech game. It just probably should be. There's a lot going on for Exotech. We hit Eternal Flame. Oh, I mean, this is actually a punishment for making this the Sunfire. The problem is you couldn't really not make the Sunfire, because we have Slammin'. Like, I think in an ideal world, we wouldn't have Slammin', and then we would have just not made anything that round. But you have to slam it because you have Slammin'. We do have a remover or a reforger here, so this could be one of 2 things. This could be Reforge Sunfire, or it could be Reforge Eternal Flame. I'm kind of curious which one to use it on. Maybe you do actually just Reforge the Flame. I was thinking of Reforge Sunfire, but there's a lot of misses there, right? If you hit like any AP item, you're going to feel pretty bad. Whereas Eternal Flame, I mean, most support items you're pretty happy with. So, I mean, I expect to see one of these reforged. Maybe you could make the argument that you just reforge neither and just, I mean, Eternal Flame does give you some damage amp. It also, is hitting the units that Sunfire isn't hitting. Chain Vest, okay, at least Sword, which is some kind of damage item, and Bow is a very, very nice almost bailout here. All right, let's roll down here, try to find our Exotech board. We do pick up a Zeri, which is honestly our Q. I mean, 1 Zeri and then 1 Sejuani is our Q to commit to this comp, and honestly, you can see he's flexing a bit, but his heart, it's not full flex, right? His heart isn't fully in it. We do get the Kraken made here and play the triple item onto the Zeri here. Gonna slam the chain plus the bow just because we need slam in value, of course. But yeah, it's gonna get a little sketchy the further we get into this game without the without all the removers. But yeah, you can see he fully sells all this stuff off with 1 Zeri. Honestly, I think, yeah, it's good enough to commit to this. And climb the ladder. We've talked about this before. This is one of the single best augments that you can take in this comp. So I think easy pickup here. And then let's just roll down this round as well. Still looking for that 1 Sejuani. It's such a spike to get 7 Exotech. So even though, we're very, very healthy, we really just want this. And wow, I mean, that just goes to show, right? Like how committed we are to this Exotech line. Aphelios 2, and we said, nah, I mean, we're so far in on Exotech that why would we actually play Aphelios 2? He does end up reforging the Eternal Flame like we talked about. And here is actually the first instance of this positioning. Okay, so now we can talk about it. So this is the idea. This is actually the perfect positioning for it. This is exactly what you... this is the positioning. The idea behind this positioning is it is anti-Sejuani positioning. So, in the past, you saw people do the anti-Sejuani positioning, where they would put, a carry here on the far left side here, and then they put all of their tanks on the right side here, meaning that Sejuani can never ult. Sejuani needs to ult a unit 1 hex from the left here to actually end up stunning the corner here. If she's ulting 3 hexes from the left here, then she's not stunning corner when it's in a cubby like this. What you do, this is the exact positioning, is Kindred up here actually on the first row to block Sejuani in, then a melee unit here, and then the other piece of this that you need to make sure that you do is you need your other tank here really as far right as possible here, 2nd hex from the right, sometimes even all the way to the right here. And the idea is this positioning will pull these units, especially if they have just a unit in the center here. The Kindred will pull the units towards them, and then if a unit aggroes onto the Kindred, then Sejuani can end up walking up and ulting here. So it's actually gonna be interesting to see, but I think this is a pretty good example of it. The Mordekaiser actually walks up here, and boom, Sejuani gets an ult off here and ends up stunning the Aphelios there. So that's perfect positioning. I do actually have a bonus clip here that I can pull up there. That was, I mean, you guys saw my friend's Discord, who cares? But I actually do have a bonus clip that is really, really funny. So let me pull it up. This is a clip of Dish Soap actually attempting the anti-Sejuani in regionals, but he makes a fatal error here, which actually messes up his positioning. So you can see he wants to go for the anti-Sejuani positioning here. He moves the Sejuani over to at the last second. Yeah, he moves the Sejuani over to the far left here, and this is the perfect fight to do anti-Sejuani, right? You really versus this player, right? What you want to do is make this Leona walk up to the Kindred, then Sejuani's going to walk up here, ult Leona, and then hit this corner. Now, Dish Soap makes a fatal error here. You know what? Let's do TFT. TFT, I don't know, not Jeopardy, but kind of Jeopardy. What's the mistake that Dish Soap makes here? Actually, I'm quizzing you right now. I'll give you a couple of seconds. You can pause if you want to. The mistake he made is his Mordekaiser is actually too far to the left here. This is what I was talking about. Mordekaiser needs to be 1 hex from the right, as far to the right as possible, honestly, but Mordekaiser here would be a lot better. That would mean that the Leona would aggro onto the Kindred, walk up, guaranteed aggro onto the Kindred, then the Sejuani would walk up and stun. What happens instead is Dish Soap messes up. His Mordekaiser is too far to the left here. Third hex from the left is third hex from the right is too far to the left. And then instead what happens, Leona walks up to the Mord, and the Sejuani wraps all the way here, and Dish Soap gets kind of clapped here, and the clip ends there. So actually, funny to show what the anti-Sejuani positioning, successful, and how even, you know, a top player, one of, you know, the best players in the world, can mess up a little tech like that. So that is the tech. You will see Sologesang doing this almost every fight, honestly. If there is a single person who he thinks might position for the Sejuani, he is going to do this. It does really, really good for wrapping, guaranteeing that Sejuani is going to wrap and get a cast. Boom, once again, cast there, ends up stunning the Kog'Maw in the corner here. And it's very, very good as anti-positioning for the positioning that a lot of people would use before to, like, basically say, oh, I'm guaranteed to dodge Sejuani. Well, no, not really. If you do this positioning, you can actually get them completely. So yeah, really, really nice stuff from Solo. And this, I mean, shout outs to that entire study group. I don't know who exactly in the study group like discovered it. I just heard that you know, it came through in that study group with a lot of strong European players. And I was watching the co-stream of the Americas tourney, and I think someone was talking about as well on the co-stream in Americas. I think Brosa was talking about that as well, as like, he was like, oh, we came up with this tech. I mean, you know, it's TFT, so it's hard to say, you know, exactly who like came up with the tech originally, but it's definitely something that I think, you know, a week or two ago, a month ago, was really not on people's radars, and now is really starting to proliferate. So if you want to be playing at the top level, like you need to know this positioning tech, because it will win you fights that you would otherwise absolutely lose. Because I mean, for so long there are people who would just say, well, the anti-Sejuani positioning me, there's nothing I can do. But no, I mean, this works perfectly to counter that positioning, just because, I mean, the Kindred being up there. I actually saw Solo play another game where he actually had a target dummy, and he kind of put the target dummy where you put Kindred normally. Same idea, where, I mean, the nice thing about Kindred is Kindred's not a melee unit. Kindred's never going to walk up and, you know, walk up and allow your Sejuani to walk further up. Kindred's always going to stand in place, which is going to force your Sejuani to walk up around Kindred, and very often then get a cast onto a unit that's really, really like as far to the left as possible in fights like this. So yeah. As far as this game though, for the rest of it, I mean, KC double just died. I mean, EU's a little scary, honestly. I was looking at EU's list of participants they're sending to Worlds. Honestly, I mean, to be fair, NA is sending a completely stacked lineup as well. So, I mean, just Worlds is going to be so hype, right? We have like a week break between like this weekend. There's nothing, you know, this coming weekend, a week from now, and then like Worlds is the weekend after that, and then boom, set 15 time. Oh my god, I can't. TFT. I mean, this time of the year is so fun. Man, I'd love to do like a Worlds co-stream or something like that, but it's just, one, it's such a rough time zone, and two, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, watching Worlds is so fun. I'm down to see NA win another Worlds, because I mean, we're the best, but you know, I mean, nah, I was going to say we could throw a bone to Europe, but I mean, let's be realistic for a second. Yeah, come on now, buddy. But yeah, I mean, you can see, look at this. Every single fight, he's doing this anti-Sejuani positioning, because so many people are used to the anti-Sejuani positioning, right? People are very, very used to it. So it's very common. Also, our level 9 was Garen that we end up playing here. Garen, just a fantastic unit on this board if you're, you know, healthy enough to cap high, because getting stuff like Marksman Emblem onto Zeri is really good. Getting stuff like Exotech Exotech emblem onto Garen, if you have enough items to itemize him as well, is really good. Yeah, there's actually like a lot of options. Bastion emblem onto Mordekaiser. There's actually so many things you can get from Garen. The only awkward thing is you kind of have to get him in on 9. But yeah, we get Exotech mod here, which we can throw onto Garen. The only problem is this is a 0 item Garen that's getting Exotech here. And yeah, we're going to roll a little bit here. I mean, goes to show, by the way, we played such a strong early game with Slammin that, I mean, we went 9 on Zeri 1, Sejuani 1, which feels crazy, but also, I mean, look, this is a perfect example of a fight, basically, where, look, the Leona ended up getting pulled to the left in the Sejuani cast. He's flicker scouting, so it's actually very hard, but the Leona got pulled to the left and the Sejuani casted and hit the Kog'Maw. Without this anti-Sejuani positioning, we wouldn't have actually on the Kog'Maw, and hey, we lose the fight, but we lose it by much fewer units than if we hadn't done this anti-Sejuani positioning. This is what TFT is all about, right? Maybe we lose that fight, you know, with if we don't do this positioning, we still lose, but we lose by many more units. So yeah, just really, really cool. We pick up the Gunblade on Carousel here, and we're just rolling down. It's kind of funny that we're putting Zach in to get Bloblets. I'm pretty sure we're not going to actually play for Zach here, but hey, we do pick up the Gunblade. We can move Hyperfangs up to Garen, which is so good. Kind of sad that it is still just a 1-item Garen, but hey, I mean, we're level 9. I mean, if we hit Garen 2, then we start to get really happy with our spot. We are still taking losses though, because we're still Sejuani 1, man. I mean, top 4th Sejuani 1. Finally, we pick up the Sejuani 2, which feels so good. And we're not even entertaining the idea of rolling with Zach in anymore, because yeah, I mean, how are we going to play for Zach? We are actually, going to downgrade the Varus so that we can move. Oh wow, that's actually so smart from Solo. We want to move the Banshees up so that it hits the Garen, and you can just second row Zeri. It's perfectly fine because she's going to dash back. So that's the idea. Downgrade the Varus, put it onto the Nefiri here, and then just second row everything. Ah man, the Solo guy is so good. I'm like a little bit afraid because this guy's gonna be at the World Championships, and this guy is so good. But that's such a nice little, just tiny little optimization that you can do here. I mean, Bastion is, I imagine, the only real take here. I guess you could take Rapid Fire, but I mean, Bastion Mordekaiser, pretty good here. He's relatively tanky. Are we going to time out on the mod? What's going on? What? He ran out of time, man. What was that? We were forced to take Rapid Fire mod, which I don't think is the best option there. All right, well, Solo... Cast or curse, man. I'm just talking about how good a player Solo is, and he actually like lets the mod time out now. So I mean, it's fine. You can rapid fire the Jhin. It's decent, but I mean, I would think we would have preferred the other option here. Also, really interesting idea here to move the Deathblade up to Zeri and then just say Flux Capacitor. I don't care about it. I'm gonna put it onto the dog. Flux Capacitor is really good against Giga, like 1 Giga tank, because you're armor shredding them. You're dealing % max health damage. I think his idea here is that this lobby Flux Capacitor is not actually that good versus. There's a lot of people whose tanks are more spread out. There's no kind of like Giga tanks that we really care about Flux versus. And so this is the idea. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. A lot of these boards, sure, they have a big tank, but they have a lot of tanks. Vanguard boards, obviously 6 different tanks that you have to burn through. So a board like this, Flux Capacitor, I mean, the % health damage is fine and the armor shred is fine. But maybe we do just want the flat damage of the Deathblade versus them. It's a pretty interesting idea. And I mean, I think it makes sense here. We are just barely going to win this fight. These close fights with Zeri are just so fun to watch, honestly. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be, I mean, at least a top 3 from just HP wise, and we're playing for a really good placement. It's hilarious. He team plannered in the Alistar to try to deny this guy Alistar 3. That is crazy level of ratting from Solo, and we'll see if we end up being able to actually pick one up, but that is wild here. This guy's board does look quite strong. Yeah, I mean, this is just a fully capped Gorilla board. Hit level 10, man. That is insane. Though we did almost win. The only issue is we don't have much more to go to cap out our board, I'll say. We've hit almost everything at this point here. We've had the guarantee, the everything, and we at least get to level up here. So now we have Aurora in, who's a fantastic in the board. So that is our big upgrade now that we have here. Gonna roll. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a world we're actually playing Zach though. Ooh, we do it Koboko 2, and then yeah, might as well just play the Koboko 2. Sure, you could throw it in with Aurora, or you could just start the fight with a Koboko 2. Once again, Sejuani guaranteed stunning the left side here. Beautiful, and a double stun here onto Aphelios might actually be enough to swing this fight, even though Kajinit's board is quite good. This is, oh my god. I mean, that is 1,000,000,000% a double Sejuani stun diff. And we hit Marksman mod here for the Zeri. That is so huge. I mean, her best mod, because obviously, you know, you can't really mod her with most of the other mods in this comp. She's already got all the other traits. So yeah, fantastic mod for Zeri, and just giving her extra AD feels so good on a unit with so much attack speed. Get the Sejuani positioned again. I mean, this is why Solo is so good. Has he had a single fight where he's mispositioned? I feel like every single fight he's been on the correct side with Sejuani, just doing it well. He is at this point, though, losing. Cognate wins as well. Wait, this couldn't actually be a third, right? I feel like you played this game so fantastically. And this game being a third would be criminal here. I mean, we do still have a 6 HP lead, but I mean, it just goes to show just the little optimization's doing so much, right? So many of these tiny fights where had we mispositioned a little bit, we could be dead right now and it's an easy third. Instead, we're 7 HP and we're in really good position to play for a top 2. All right, let's roll down here, see if we can find any other crazy upgrades here. I mean, there's really not much. I mean, you could make the Aurora 2 here, and yeah, he is going to play it here and then just throw in the Koboko. And I guess ideally you want Aurora item here. We do throw the Gwynsu onto Zeri, and the idea is I don't know actually, because yeah, the flux capacitor still ends up kind of stranded here, but okay. I mean, at least we get all the items down. This board looks pretty good though. Zeri's doing great work. Yeah, they're doing fantastic work. And Cognate takes a disgusting loss, -23. How is that possible? I mean, it's stage 7, I guess. He like barely killed a unit though. That is crazy. I don't think I've seen a minus in the 20s in a while here, but all right. We are going into our last fight versus Les Coco. I mean, our board is as strong as it's ever going to be, so if we can win this, I mean, pretty good Garen positioning, throwing his ult in a way that's going to hit. Yeah, a lot of stuff through the middle. Really good Garen positioning, actually. Triple Garen ults. Oh, we leave Brand on 1 HP. The Zeri, oh, doing good work, but it's just a second for Solo. I mean, a fantastically played second, honestly, from Solo, showing off this positioning tech, showing off just beautiful TFT play. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, check my Twitch meta file, my links down below. Once again, check out today's sponsor, Manta Sleep, down below. Sub-Zero Arc, use code Sub-Zero Arc, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.